Hey there. So, this is Miss Blanford, and I wanted to share with you guys a couple of study tips that you can use to study for math. Studying for math is a little different than maybe studying for other um, subjects. And so, I just wanted to share a few things that I have learned along my many years in school and how I studied for math. So, the first thing is if you are given a study guide, you need to use it, okay? And here is what I mean by that. So, here's your study guide for Unit 1. And basically, it's a bunch of I can statements, okay? And maybe you're like, oh, okay, this doesn't really tell me much. But you should have enough information available to you through your past assignments where you will be able to do this, okay? And you'll be able to see how to study. So, the first thing or one technique that you can use is you can actually type on this study guide, okay? Or if you don't like typing, maybe you like actually writing. You could print this out, okay? Or you could just get a piece of paper. And what I always tried out when I was studying is I would do this. I would look, okay, the first thing, I can tell you the meaning of scale copy. All right. So if I'm studying, I might choose to go ahead and I'm going to type on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my answers because I'm actually going to do all of these things. So I'm going to change my answers to a different color. And I like this blue color, and it was used up there. So I'm going to use my writing in that blue color. And so I'm actually going to tell you the meaning of scale copy. Now, I, of course, know what scale copy means because I'm the teacher, and hopefully the teacher knows this. But what if you don't know what scale copy is? This is where you have a chance to go out and find that answer for yourself. I highly suggest using assignments that you've done already in this unit. I also suggest that if you go out and you find an answer that you understand what it means, right? So if I go ahead and just type in, what is scale copy? I get this answer. Okay, let's see. A scale copy of a figure is a figure that's geometrically similar to the original figure. Huh? What's that mean? Okay, look, they tell us a little bit more. This means the scale copy and the original figure have the same shape, but possibly different sizes. Ooh, I actually understand what that means. So I'm going to go back to my review, and then I'm going to go ahead and type it in. I have a feeling this is yep, there we go. So I'm going to type it in. So I know a scale copy is a copy of an original that looks similar, but can be a different size. I also remember that Ms. Blanford was talking a lot about the angles, and so I want to add in here that I also know all the angles in a scale copy are the same as the angles in the original. All right, I think that's pretty good. And so that's what I would do. I would literally go down here and do all those things, right? So I would explain and put it in my own little color or whatever, okay? Like I said, you could also write on paper if that's something you like to do. Maybe you want to record your thinking. Some people like to just talk out what these things mean, and that's fine. You can make a little video of yourself answering these questions, okay? Now notice here it says, I can draw a scale copy of an original if I'm given the scale factor. So when you come to something like that, I'm going to suggest, again, you go back to some of your other assignments that you've done and practice it, right? So for instance, maybe go back to some of your cool downs and look for examples of when you needed to do that, okay? What I always did is I would take problems that I had already done and that I already knew the answer to. Okay. And this is like the key part, right? So I would find a problem that I already knew the answer to, but I wouldn't give myself the answer yet. And I would redo those problems. Okay. And then check my work. And I would do that until I was able to do the problems correctly. Okay. Which might mean you need to go back and research how do you solve problems like that? Or maybe you need to ask your teacher, how do I make a scale copy if I am given the scale factor? Okay. So the bottom line is, if you're going to study for your test, one of the ways that you can do that is to literally use your study guide as questions almost and prove to yourself that you know what these things mean. You could do this with a partner. Maybe you know somebody in your class or you know somebody on your team. Even maybe somebody who's not on your team but is in 7th grade. Okay? You can help each other out. Answer these together. Okay? Build on it. There are lots of different ways that you could study, but I highly suggest using the study guide because it was made directly from the test, okay, or the assessment. So all these things are on the assessment, okay? So hopefully this gives you one way that you can study for your test. Good luck.